So the key to developing better cancer drugs is really to understand as much as you can about cancer as thoroughly and completely from every angle. And AI gives us a new way to look at cancer. It may see things that we have been missing.
The reason I started PathAI was to advance the field of pathology using new technologies like artificial intelligence to enable diagnoses to be more accurate, more predictive of patient outcomes, and to lead to improvements for patients.
AI could help to determine the prognosis of a patient and even which treatments might work best in a given patient. AI may help us to design smarter clinical trials where we enroll patients that are more likely to respond to our drugs. We could really have an exciting opportunity here to increase the success of our clinical trials.
We decided to team up with Novartis because Novartis is doing cutting-edge science to drive forward the development of new medicines for many diseases, including cancer. In the setting of cancer, the way a pathologist makes a diagnosis is looks under a microscope and looks at images of tissue samples.
A surgeon will take out a mass or a lesion from a patient, and then that tissue is embedded in wax that can be put onto glass slides.
A single slide can have on the order of tens of thousands of different cells on it. And even one or two cancer cells within a specimen is important for the patient and will help guide treatment decisions. So part of the difficulty is just how much data is on every single slide.
So there's many challenges. Sometimes the tissue is so small that there's very few cells to look at, so you're not confident that any one of those cells is a cancer cell. Other times there's so many cells present that it can be hard to pick out the individual cancer cells with all this going on.
And if you think about a pathologist's day of work, they may look at tens or hundreds of cases, and each case may have multiple slides.
Pathology slides can be digitized into digital pathology images, and these images can be fed to computers. The computers can learn to recognize cancer cells versus normal cells, and once the computer has finished learning, you can apply the algorithms across all of the images in your data set.
We're hoping that AI can find all of the different cells that the pathologist classifies on an image and do that automatically. We'll be able to use pathology to match patients with a therapy that will maximize their chance of long-term survival.